What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Cork to Glory. This is episode number 43. And we start today's episode off with a bid for one of our Norwegian holding midfielders, Morten Jensen, which I accepted straight off the bat. He is on the transfer list right now as his deal's come the end of the year, and he decides to pack his bags and leave straight away. I think when a youth player comes through the system here, as I mentioned in the very last episode, I'm willing to give them a little bit of a chance to show any kind of development in their overall or potentially with their potential tag as well. However, for certain players, if I don't notice they've got a potential tag or they're sub 60 overall, once they're in the final year of their contract, I'm fine cashing in. We've got enough quality youth players here. I think really we've got too thick of a squad, if you can even have such a thing, with Cork City here. So yeah, I'm totally fine letting him go. And Jensen has gone. And for the first game of today's episode would of course be our first game at Turner's Cross in the Premier League era here, as we welcome Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea. And on the back of the heartbreaking 1-0 loss to Wolves on the opening day, I was targeting our first Premier League points in this game against the Blues, and Kai Havertz gave them the lead with 22 minutes to go after a lovely piece of skill there and a finish into the back of the net. But just like against Wolves, it was a game where I played pretty well. I felt as though we should be able to find a leveler at some point if we keep on pressing and stay optimistic, and with 7 minutes to go, oh yeah baby, club record signing off the mark in his second game for the club. Listen, it's a little bit of a lucky goal, but considering the goal we scored against Wolves, well, the saying is appropriate and proved right once again. Luck will balance itself out. Yeah, shot by Eamon Cunningham, parried by Mendy, and who's there to turn in the rebound? Troy the boy. Parrott rescues us and gives us our first Premier League point at Turner's Cross. So, yeah, big point there against Chelsea. Certainly take that on match day 2. That's a really good result. And Parrott off the mark already. Yeah, I mentioned it in the last episode, whilst he's not really a left winger, I do believe he can thrive as an inside forward in this team. So following out, we had a bid for Bell, and I couldn't believe it as well. I was literally offended. I was absolutely offended by the bid for Samuel Bell. 15, not 50, 15 million from Freiburg. It was like, you know, Drake in his I'm Upset song, like when he talks about the disrespect. I was like, that's just disrespectful. Like, seriously, 15 million, get out of my office, Freiburg, and don't come back. I blocked offers directly after that. Bell is going nowhere. He might still be searching for his first Premier League goal, but he's staying here at Turner's Cross, no doubt about it. And for match day 3 in the Premier League here in our second away game of the season, travelling to North East to take on Newcastle United, got off to a horrendous start. The Magpies scoring practically straight from kickoff before Eamon Cunningham found our leveller. The real deal then fed through Rory Keane 6 minutes after the restart as our best player in the team for overall rating bangs in his first Premier League goal and gives us our first ever lead in the Premier League. And I was desperately trying to hold on and cling on to the 3 points and our first victory in the top tier of English football. With 15 minutes to go, Alfredo Morelos rolls it through to Diop, turns Barry Sharkey, drills it past Bazunu, and the Magpies rescue a point with just under a quarter of an hour of normal time to play. Yeah, it's true. My defending at times can be quite weak. That was a really poor goal to concede and disappointing to throw away 2 points there right towards the end. But hey, do you know what? Seriously, 2-2 away at St James's Park, and again, 3 goals in our last 2 games. I think this season we'll be able to score quite a lot of goals. Like last season, we had a really great offensive record. And again, with the addition of Troy Parrott this year as well, I think scoring goals won't be a problem for me this season, which is kind of ironic. Because when I started off playing FIFA 21, I was defending seriously, like prime Tony Adams. I was just absolutely locked down at the back. But it's kind of ironic. But now I'm scoring quite a lot of goals, but I'm struggling to defend. And I think the trend will continue this season as well. So for our third game of today's episode here, this will be our first Carabao Cup game of the season. The last 2 seasons we've gone out in the first round we've gone into, which is the second round. You know, obviously I said before, like the Carabao Cup will always be my lowest priority because the board don't care about it at all and there are just so many games to fit in. So of course I'll keep fielding weakened sides, but you know, we've seen the last 2 seasons, I'm not like purposely throwing the games just to get out of them or anything. I do want to get through. I'm just not that fussed if we do or we don't. But after 2 goals in 5 minutes, Sean Maguire scoring the first one, thunderbolt from Sean, and then Gavin Kilkenny scoring our second, we are through to the third round of the Carabao Cup, and who knows, maybe this year we'll have a surprising cup run in the EFL Cup. Still, following that, this is the moment you're waiting for. Real Madrid put in a £148.4 million bid for former captain Rory Keane. 20 years old, 86 rated, already off the mark in the Premier League. And I said to the Galacticos, this is not your next star. He is staying at Turner's Cross. I know you're probably sitting there thinking, dogs! Are you serious? 146 million. You could have got about 175 million if you pressed them. But I've said this so many times before and I'll say it once again. Youth players are what make FIFA career modes great. Youth players are what make FIFA career modes unique and just so fun to play. Keenan is one of my favourite in this team. He's the highest rated. He's had the highest amount of growth. And I believe with the amount he develops every single season, he will hit 90 overall at some point this season. And he'll be worth more than 146 million. He's only 20 years old. He's absolutely incredible through the middle of the park as he assists Samuel Bell get in for his first goal in the Premier League here against Fulham in the final game of August in today's episode here, welcoming the Cottagers to Turner's Cross here. Yeah, Rory Keenan is just, I mean, I love the guy to pieces. I love his energy. He's just so good on both the defensive end and when going forward as well. Keenan is going absolutely nowhere in this team. But after setting up the first goal in this game, he then sets up the second as well. Once again for Samuel Bell. 2 assists for Keenan, 2 goals for our number 9. He's off the mark, baby. Samuel Bell has arrived in the Premier League. And that is Rory Keenan in a nutshell, man. The driving force of this team, the heartbeat of this team. Rory Keenan is not a Galactico. He's a Cork City club legend. So, yeah, 2-0 the final 3 against Fulham as we record our first victory in the Premier League. And I got to be honest here, when I saw the fixture rules, I was like, yeah, this is probably the game we'll get our first win in the Premier League. And we do. 2-0 the final score. And a brace for Samuel Bell was really nice to see as he's off the mark in the top tier of English football. And also, as transfer deadline day will come around as well, we had around 12 million, 11.5 to 12 million in our budget. And I was looking through the players on my shortlist here, and there were a couple I wouldn't have minded bringing in. Obviously, we had Jack Byrne and our QPR save. Michael Obafemi is the guy I really wanted, but unfortunately, we can't bring him in as PSV don't have enough depth in that position. And whilst we did have a massive bid once again for one of our star players, £94.8 million for Eamon the Real Deal Cunningham from Pep Guardiola. I said, Pep, haven't you still got Phil Foden to fill the Kevin De Bruyne role? You don't need Cunningham as well. Surely not. Let him stay here. In the end, we did nothing on transfer deadline day. And in what was actually a surprisingly quiet first window in the Premier League here, we spent 28 million on Troy Parrott and then sold a couple of youth players as well. When you look around the league and basically every single team, or the vast majority of teams, spending and receiving so much money for all their players, that's not what Cork City's all about, baby. Yes, we smashed the club record fee for 28 million to bring in Troy Parrott, but we're all about developing the youth players and looking for homegrown talent. Hence why Keenan and Cunningham stay, as this team as a core are unified and stay together. So deadline day ends, we leave around 12 million in the budget. Maybe there'll be a deal available in January, but for now, I like the team we've got. In fact, I love the team we've got. I love this Cork City team, and we are staying together as a unified group of mostly youth academy graduates. So to end today's stuff, we have a scouting update, or 3 scouting updates I should say, and also an academy update as well. I don't think we've picked anyone up from Sweden just yet, but there's still a few months to go there, so hopefully we'll find someone decent from the Scandinavian nation. And also as well, we had one from Ireland as well. I don't know why exactly, but like Reece Press, even though he's not the highest rated scout here, he always seems to find us the very best players. So far, Jacob Booth hasn't done especially well in picking us up Irish talents. I think it's probably just more of a luck thing than anything, but regardless, no one coming in from Ireland this time around, but our academy still does look really, really good indeed. I'll definitely give Ruse a pro deal soon. His weak foot has grown from 1-star to 3-star. He looks so bloody good. And there are a couple of players in here that look really decent as well. I think Malloy looks fantastic as well. And Tobin is a centre forward too. But yeah, I'm still waiting for the very next player in this academy who I know is going to be a bona fide star. But as I run you through the squad then, this is the squad we've got between now and the January transfer window in the Premier League. And after a decent start to the Premier League as well, already 5 points picked up from a possible 12. It's been exactly the sort of start I envisioned. And this is where I'd like us to finish come the end of the season as well. long way to go, only 4 games into the season, but with Cork City right now sat in mid-table to start the campaign off, already a win to our name as well. 10th place come the end of season 1, you best believe I would take that, and I'd love it very much if we can become a 4.5 star team at some point as well. But that was this episode of Cork to Glory, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of Cork to Glory as we make lots of progression in the Premier League, play a ton of more fixtures as we aim to improve and keep going with our very good start in the Premier League very soon. Much love, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode very soon. Why did I say that twice? I don't know. Much love.